Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today's video is just a casual, quick Q&A video. Last night I posted on Instagram stories to send me your questions and I got quite a few of them. So we're just gonna shoot straight from the hip. Is that right? I don't know, actually. What does that expression actually mean? Actually, I'm very curious. What does shoot from the hip mean? It means like just straight, right? React suddenly or without careful consideration of one's words or actions. Maybe? Okay, let's move on. All right, Simple Sally May says, are you still on coffee? No, I'm not. I gave up coffee several months ago. I got hooked on bio coffee, which is basically equivalent to like a cup of decaf coffee. It has wheatgrass, chlorophyll in it, probiotics, prebiotics, has fiber. It's really good too. I know it sounds kind of gross to have wheatgrass in your coffee, but you don't taste that at all. It basically tastes like coffee with creamer to me. It's a little packet of powder that you add hot water to. It's instant. It is so good. And I don't miss coffee. And that's kind of crazy because I loved coffee and I would drink a cup of coffee in the morning and then about an hour later I'd have an energy drink before I worked out. I mean, I consumed so much caffeine all before 10 a.m. and I don't consume really any anymore. I mean, unless it's in like chocolate or something, you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. And I actually can say that I have noticed a huge decrease in my like anxiety. I used to be so anxious and just like, all the time and not so much anymore. So highly recommend it. I will have it linked down below where I buy it. I actually just get it off Amazon. So really good. So the best stuff. I'll also link the creamer that I drink it with too, because that's super good. Okay. Mascara you're liking without your extensions. So I'm still kind of playing with mascaras. You know, when you first remove your lash extensions, you have like nothing. Your lashes are so short and weak. At least mine have always been. They are finally starting to come in. I have strips on today, so this is not natural. So my point is that initially when you remove them, it's really hard to gauge a good mascara because the lashes are pretty much non-existent. No mascaras look good on them. Even the best mascara in the world just would not look good. Now that they're starting to come in, I've really been enjoying the Climax Extreme by NARS mascara. I picked up the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara the other day because I remember really liking this before when I had natural lashes. And the Wander Beauty mascara, the, which one is it? I'll link it down below. It's the one that's in, I think they have two. I think they have one that's in a gold packaging and then one that's in that maroon, and it's the maroon one. I really like those mascaras. So as my lashes come in and grow in length and volume, then I think I'll really be able to do a fair review on good mascaras. I also picked up the Thrive mascara, which I think I like. Again, it's kind of hard to tell, but I do think I like that one because I've heard so many good things about that one. And that question, I'm sorry, was from Sherry G3. Okay. So, Kareen asks, what is your current diet and fitness routine? So I have pretty much transitioned to, I would say like a 85%, 90% plant-based diet, meaning I don't really eat any meat and I don't really eat any dairy. Now I haven't eliminated it completely. I would say on an average week, I probably eat like maybe 2 to 3 servings a week of either dairy or meat. And when I say dairy, I'm talking about like, you know, maybe some shredded cheese on a veggie enchilada or like fish. I haven't had beef in probably 4 or 5 months. I don't even know if I've had chicken. I had chicken on our vacation that we went on. But now keep in mind, when I went on vacation, you know, I was with groups of people, family, you know, we were camping, we were all outside. So we all had our own RVs. We weren't like, you know, rooming together. But you know, I had hot dogs and burgers and stuff like that because we were all together and I didn't want to be too difficult with what I could eat and what I couldn't eat. But on a normal week, I would say 2 to 3 servings a week is all that I consume as far as meat or dairy goes. And my fitness routine is I'm running a lot. I am doing my Peloton. I've been incorporating the boot camp and bike classes, which are awesome. I'm so glad they introduced those. It's basically like, you know, a 30 or 45 minute workout or an hour, whatever you have time for. But you're on the bike doing some and then you hop off and you do some strength exercises. So I'm really loving that. I haven't been to the gym, you know, since before COVID. I'm not really ready to go back to the gym or do any like group fitness classes yet, but that is kind of my routine. Okay, let's see. DCop1203 asks, favorite music artists. So this might surprise you. I actually like old school, like 90s hip hop artists like Tupac, Outkast, Notorious B.I.G. Like that's what I listen to when I work out. I also like EDM, but I don't really have current music that I listen to. Like I guess you listen to the radio to get current music, and I don't really listen to the radio. I listen to Spotify. When the kids are in the car, it's always, you know, really clean music. I'm not playing Tupac when the kids are in the car, but I will play Kelly Clarkson. We love Kelly Clarkson. We love Taylor Swift. And I also like older rock. Like I love Tom Petty. I love Queen. When I'm cooking in the kitchen, I put on Queen or Tom Petty. So yeah, it's kind of a random mix of artists, but I can't say that I'm really up to date on current music. Everything I listen to is probably at least like 10 years old. Okay, so Hershey Kisses 222 asks, what does Paul do for a living? So as of March of this year, he is our COO of BK Beauty. So he is full-time BK Beauty. We made that decision in November of last year that he was going to kind of transition out of the company he had been at, which he had been at for 10 years. So he actually let his boss know back at the end of last year that he was going to be transitioning this year. And it took a few months for that to fully happen. It happened in March. It actually happened like the day before like Austin quarantined and everything shut down. So it was, you know, pretty, to be honest, it was pretty like, you know, like it's a scary thing, you know, to leave a job. And he had always, you know, been the provider for our family for so many years with that job. And so it was kind of nerve-wracking when, you know, it was a nerve-wracking period when we decided that he was going to do that. But then obviously we decided that before the pandemic. And then when that happened and then he left his job, it was just like this total moment of like, oh my gosh, what have we done? But so far things have been, I'm gonna knock on wood. I don't know if this is actually wood, but so far it has been the greatest decision, you know, having him home quarantined with us, you know, all in the house. We didn't really leave the house for 2 months. I can't imagine if he had been working at his other company and helping me with BK Beauty and doing homeschool, it would have been a really, you know, stressful time. I mean, I don't want to undermine any stressful time. We were all under stressful times, but it was good timing. So now that's what he does. Before that, he worked at a company in cybersecurity. So he loved that company. He was one of the first employees there, one of the first few, and he, you know, he loved it. It was a really, he was excited to make this move, but I think it was also it was like, you know, very, very bittersweet. So that is what Paul does. And I actually had a couple of questions asking if Paul works for BK Beauty full-time now, and yes, he does. Actually, if you have had any issues with us, or not with us, that sounds really bad, but if you've had any customer service questions or issues or, you know, inquiries about where your package is or need to return something, you've probably communicated with him, and he loves that. He loves customer service and just making people happy. So hopefully, if you have corresponded with him email, let me know down below. I'd love to know what you think. Okay, if you could give, this is from Pan VRX, if you could give one piece of advice to your 20-year-old self, what would it be? Oh gosh, I feel like there's so much advice I would give to my 20-year-old self. I think I would just say to take better care of yourself. Like, and this isn't maybe this is gonna morph into more than one piece of advice, but really take care of yourself emotionally and physically. You know, I think emotionally I didn't take care of myself until my 30s. You know, I was just so critical of my body and myself physically. I didn't have a lot of confidence. I was always trying to please other people without really, at the expense of myself. And I didn't really own who I was. I was just trying to be what everyone else wanted me to be. And I think that's true for a lot of women, especially I think as we get older, that gets less and less and it gets better. So I think that's just to take care of yourself emotionally and physically. So that would be my advice. Okay, are you more, so this is from SB402. This is my friend. Hi Lisa, are you more of a city or a country type of girl? You know, I think I'm in the middle. Like, I love being out in nature, and this year especially, we went to Colorado in the summer, we went camping last week, and I feel like when I get out in nature and I get away from the hustle and the bustle and the busyness, it totally recharges me, and I feel more like I am able to reflect more inward, and it's everything I need right now in my life. So if I could move out to the country right now, I would probably jump on that opportunity. And not that I can't, right? I mean, but you know, the kids go to school. It's like, how far can we live from their school and all of that. But I wouldn't call myself a city girl. I would not call myself a city girl because I don't have any desire to live downtown. I don't really have a desire to like go downtown and eat or shop. You know, I'd rather we live about 15, 20 minutes from downtown, and I love just kind of being out here. It's definitely not the country, but it's, I don't really, like, give me a beautiful running trails, give me a Whole Foods, give me a Target, and maybe give me a Nordstrom and a Sephora, and I'll be good. I don't need all the... So I would say I lean more of a country girl, but I can't just live out in the country far away from everything. You know what I mean? Does that help? I don't know if that answered the question, but that's how I feel about that topic. Okay, let's see. What was your inspiration for your new launch? This is from Kelly Roberts. So my inspiration for this new launch, which you guys are going to hear about very, very soon, the name of the collection is, or the name of the launch is True Beauty. It's one product. It's not a collection of products. The name of the product is True Beauty. And when I launched BK Beauty, our mission statement is we have a passion for beauty and a mission of kindness. You know, we're passionate about beauty products, but we also want to encourage kindness. And that goes to not only other people, but to ourselves. And I've always had this desire to build a brand that talks about inner beauty too. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in the beauty industry, it's all about looking younger. It's all about looking perfect. It's all about looking flawless. It's all about, and I don't really see a lot of, let's talk about our inner beauty, because that is, in my opinion, where it starts. And so that's what True Beauty came from. It's about what true beauty is, which is inner beauty. And that was kind of the inspiration for that launch, which you guys are going to hear more about very, very soon. So this is from Karen Simp. What's the whitening product you use on your teeth? So I always am surprised when people say your teeth look so white. I think it's all the lights. I mean, my teeth are fine, but I think that they look a lot more white with these lights. So I use Crest White strips like every 3 or 4 months. I will do maybe 3 days of them. I never can do the full 7 or the full 10 days because my teeth are too sensitive. So when I feel like my teeth need to be brightened up, I'll do them 3 days in a row, and I'll just do the white strips. I'll even do the generic white strips from like H-E-B brand or whatever. And that seems to work really well for me. I also use the Crest Vivid White toothpaste, and I drink a lot of water. So right after I drink coffee, I drink water. If I drink red wine, I will drink water too, so I don't have like stains, you know, having time to really sit there and darken my teeth. So that's what I use for my teeth. Okay, what are some of your favorite handbags? This is from Sherry G. So I don't really know. I'm not really a big handbag person. There was one handbag that I bought for myself. I think I bought it for myself for my birthday this year. It was a treat for me. I had wanted it for, I don't even know, it felt like forever, but maybe a year and a half, 2 years. It was the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis, and that's the bag I carry around the most because it's a great size. It is not too big, but it fits my wallet, it fits a little makeup bag, it fits everything I need. So I love that bag. And then I have another Louis Vuitton that I bought when I was pregnant with Brooklyn. So that was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And it's a lot bigger, and I don't even think they make it anymore. But I'm not really a big handbag person. Like, I used to love to buy handbags, and I had a ton of them. And over the years, I'm kind of like, you know, I find one that I'll use for months. And then I like to have one that I use, you know, in my everyday bag. And then I like to have a small one that I take when I'm going out at night. And I have a Tory Burch that I like for that. And it's probably about this size. I don't even know if they make it anymore. And it does have a strap. But yeah, I'm not a big, huge handbag person. I used to be, but I don't know. I don't know what changed. All of my money is spent in like products. Okay, let's see. Will you ever, so this is from Norma Garcia, will you ever stop doing makeup videos and do home decor or clothing haul videos? That is a great question. So I think definitely makeup will always be the core of my channel. I also like to share things that I'm interested in. So I've started to sprinkle in a little bit of like cooking videos and nutrition. And you know, I love that. I love to share it, but those videos don't really perform well. If you look at the views, they're always, you know, much less than my makeup videos, but the feedback on those videos are what like gets me so excited. The people that do watch them that tell me like, oh, I made that and it was so good, or my husband loved it, like, I love that. That's worth it to me. But I'll never really abandon beauty or makeup, and I'll never really tip the scale to where it's more like this. Makeup will always be here. I think the other kind of content you can expect to see on my channel will be like kind of fitness or food related, health related here and there. As far as home decor, I'll be honest, like I'm not a big home decor person. I'm actually really like frugal when it comes to home decor. decor. We did just kind of redecorate our living room this year, which was, you know, I don't know why, so I don't really know. I will give you guys a home tour sometime, but you might be surprised. It's not like, you know, I'm not real big home decor. I don't like change out my decor for the season or do anything like that. I always want to be like that mom, but I never get it together in time. Never get it together in time. And the other one was clothing haul videos. Yes, I do want to do more clothing. My style is pretty simple and classic. I was actually telling Paul today that I wanted to make an appointment with a stylist at Nordstrom to help me shop and to buy clothes that are stylish, but also comfortable and that I can wear with, you know, like lots of different outfits. So I think I'm gonna do that. So yes, you can expect more of that on my channel for sure. Okay, what vitamins? This is from Lorena Cantu. She says, what vitamins are you currently taking? So I take a probiotic, and it's like actually a big jug. And I'll actually link where I get it. I get it from my friend who's also a health coach. Her name is Pilar, and I'll link it there. It's a big jug, so I don't know how it would ship, but it's a liquid. I take that in the mornings as a probiotic. I take organic moringa, which she also sells to me in little pills, capsules, and you can buy that too, I think, at Whole Foods. I get it from her. And then I also take a digestive enzyme, and I take that pretty much one digestive enzyme before every meal that is not like heavily green. Like if I do eat a little dairy or meat or grains or beans or anything like that, I will take a digestive enzyme. If I'm having like all green salad with raw veggies, I won't really take it. I basically take it before I eat something that I think my body is going to need help with digesting. And then what else do I take? I have a magnesium supplement that I occasionally take. I don't take it every day, but I'll take it at night. If I feel like I've eaten kind of, you know, foods that are going to be hard on my body to digest and eliminate, I will take that. But again, that's not a daily thing. And then I think that is it. I add a superfood powder to my smoothie that has a bunch of superfoods in it. But yeah, that is all I take currently. Okay, so Kayla K asks, how did you become so involved with Kendra Scott? Y'all are the perfect pair. Thank you. That is a huge compliment. So I have been a fan of Kendra Scott, for a decade or longer. Kendra Scott started here in Austin. She's headquartered here. She lives here. So, you know, I knew about Kendra Scott before she was all over, and I've always admired her as a businesswoman, always. And I love her jewelry line. So it was actually kind of organic. I wear them in all my videos. I'm wearing them now. This is the Selena earring and Selena collar necklace. It's so cute. I think pretty much I would say in like 8 out of 10 videos, maybe even 9 out of 10 videos, I'm wearing Kendra Scott. And I don't know how, they must have seen that somehow. I'm sure they probably searched and could see my links to their website. And they reached out to me maybe a year and a half ago, or was it 2 years ago? They reached out to me some point a while back and invited me to an event here in Austin. And I just got to know them really well. And, you know, I was already obviously wearing the product all the time. So that's how that kind of relationship formed. And they're one of my favorite brands to work with. I've worked with them consistently for almost 2 years now, along with Venus. Venus is another brand that I have worked with for a couple years that is just like a true partner to me. And yeah, that's how that relationship got started. Aside from loving all of her jewelry, I just admire what her company stands for. And as a company and a brand owner myself, that is who I look at as a mentor. You know, I don't know her personally. I've met her at an event, but it's not like I communicate with her personally, but in ways that she doesn't realize, I would consider her like a mentor. You know, she's a company that gives back to so many great causes. Really causes that affect women and children. She's really ingrained in the communities that she's in, especially here in Austin. One of her slogans, if you tour her office, and you see on her website and marketing material, it says like do good. And there's a story behind that. I believe it's her stepfather who passed away. She was really close to him. And when she was building her company, he told her to always do good with your success, do good with your business. And I love that. And I love that. And that's what we want to do at BK Beauty. That was a long answer. Sorry. Okay, so this is from Joanne. I love you, Joanne. Joanne says, when going full-time on YouTube, how did you stay focused and deal with setbacks? Good question. So let's see. I have had a fair share of them. I don't know if this is the best advice. People ask me sometimes for YouTube advice, and I don't know that I would be the best person to ask, because sometimes my advice contradicts what you'll see in a YouTube, how to grow a YouTube channel, or how to, like people that are more experts on YouTube and growing a YouTube channel and having a successful business on YouTube. Sometimes their answers will be completely opposite of how I feel. But over the last couple years, I have been really focused on just balance and well-being and just peace in my life. And if that means, if I have to sacrifice growth or success or views to keep that balanced and keep that in check, then I will always choose that every time. So I come from the feeling of, okay, let's talk about setbacks specifically, because I'm kind of getting off track here. When I first started YouTube and it shifted from like a hobby that there was no expectation for, I just could do it when I want, to, okay, now I've left my job. This is all I have time, like all of my time needs to be dedicated to this. There was this interesting change because I never really monetized my channel much before that. I think I had just started monetizing my channel within 6 months before I made that change. So for a few years, I wasn't really monetizing anything. And obviously there was no pressure, no expectation. And then I started monetizing it. And then about 6 or 7 months later, I was like, okay, I think I can leave my job now. And then that shifted, because then you want to create content that you like. You also want to create content that gets views. You also want to create content that makes people subscribe. And then you also want to create content that you can monetize. And so when you start thinking all those things, finding that content that checks all those boxes sometimes is difficult. And I will be honest, I don't think that my channel really creates content that gets a ton of views, that grows a ton of subscribers, but it's content that makes me happy. It's content that I enjoy doing, and it's what I can come up here and film and feel, and enjoy. And so I say how I dealt with setbacks. When I felt like I needed to take a break, I would just kind of take a break. And just knowing that it goes up and down. It goes up and down. Like a couple years ago, I did that Mac series, or Mac Training Secrets Revealed series, and that grew my channel like crazy. I think I grew 30,000 subscribers in 1 month from that video. In a month. Keep in mind, I had been on YouTube probably for like 3.5 or 4 years at that time, and I had maybe 40,000, 50,000 subscribers. So it took me 3 or 4 years to get 30 or 40,000 subscribers, and then in 1 month I gained 30. I mean, just think about that. That is insane. And so that really kept my channel at a good growth point for maybe 6 months. That continued to have good, steady growth. Not like that, but I continued to grow steadily. And then now I'm like growing, probably half as much, if not less, than I was back then. And so it's okay though, it's just peaks and valleys. Do I think that I'll always have lower views and slow growth than I am right now? No, I will have my peak again. It's just all temporary. So I think just remember that. So never give up, never just throw in the towel because you're having a rough patch. Just continue to do stuff that you enjoy for your community, and you'll have your peak. So that would be my advice. Okay, the last question, and there were a few makeup and skincare questions, and I'm sorry guys, I will have to do a separate Q&A for those, or what I'll do actually in the description box is I will point to videos, because a lot of these like makeup specific or skincare questions I've done videos for, so I'll link those down below. So if you asked one of them, you can check out the description box and you'll get directed to a video that's all about that. Okay, so I think it's Bonnie, it's got cut off here. It says, do you plan on having more children? No, I don't, and that makes me sad. Actually, I had a little, like about a month ago, I had this moment, I late at night, I sit on Facebook and I get those memories, 5 years ago on Facebook, and you see videos of my babies talking, and I'm just like, oh. And I did have a moment where I told Paul, I was like, let's have another baby. Like, let's just do it. We're still young enough to where you could have another baby. But we are so removed from the baby stage. Yeah, we're not going to have any other children. But who knows? Who knows what could happen? If I did get pregnant, I would be thrilled. So hope that answers that question. But the plans are no more children. Well, thank you guys for submitting your questions. I'm looking at the clock, and we have already gone 26 minutes. So I will wrap this video up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me any other questions. If I didn't answer your question, leave it in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for your time. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.